welcome everybody to the Multiverse Dungeon podcast. I am Mike Charlotte, and I'm here with Sean Hicks. Just wanted to say, obviously, you can tell he's not here. Sean Barry is taking a little break from the podcast, and just needs to, take a break. So we're letting him do that, and I'm sure maybe down the line he will return.
We will keep his spot warm for him.
Yes. Just a lot of stuff going on, so he's taking a break. So today it's just us for the foreseeable future, and today we're gonna talk about a couple of things. We took a couple of weeks off to replenish ourselves, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know.
Just to get back into the swing of things, really.
Yeah, trying to get back in the groove of stuff. So we're gonna talk about the first thing we're gonna talk about is the Undertaker. Everybody has seen by now at WrestleMania 33 in the main event, after losing to Roman Reigns, which we all pretty much saw coming. It seemed like he said goodbye forever.
We are back, but the Undertaker is gone.
Yeah, but I'm not too surprised about it. I expected it, honestly. Ever since it's been happening, WWE has been taking advantage of it and making merchandise that says "Thank You, Taker" on it. So, even though anything could change within a year, but it seems pretty obvious that this is the end of the Undertaker. As a wrestler.
It's a discussion. It's a discussion piece every WrestleMania. Will this be Taker's final year? Because everybody knows that he's been getting up there, and I guess this is the year that this is actually the year where all guesswork is laid out, and Undertaker is actually going to step away. If his leaving his ring gear, his entire ring gear, not just his gloves, in the middle of the ring was any hintation at him not coming back.
Yeah, and like I said, there's merchandise on WWE Shop that says "Thank You, Taker" on it. I don't think WWE would even do that if that was not the case. Like you said, usually, he just leaves the gloves in the ring. This time he left everything in the ring.
Yep.
And he also broke kayfabe, which he never does, to kiss his wife at ringside. So that was another one.
Yeah.
Another clue for me, anyway. I'm not disappointed at all because, like I said, I expected what happened, and I was prepared. Like I said, I've always been the biggest Undertaker fan, and he's not going to be around forever. So
no.
Yes, it's upsetting because, he's been around as long as I've been around.
Yeah. if not more so.
Well, he wrestled outside of WWE before, but he started his career in WWE in November of 1990.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, pretty much when we were around, you're right about that.
Yeah, exactly. So his career has really been my entire life, our entire life. So it's kind of, like I said, again, it's bittersweet, but at the same time, can't do it forever.
No.
Not everybody can be Ric Flair and wrestle till you're 67.
No. Undertaker is definitely one of a kind. They will not find any who even holds a candle to his character. you see that WWE is moving in a new direction with character development, so you don't have those iconic characters anymore. It's just he's the last of a dying breed. There's not going to be another Undertaker.
There will never be another Undertaker, and I've been saying for a while, because we grew up in I want to say we grew up in the golden era of wrestling, because that's when it really started to get big.
Yeah.
And to me, he will always be the soul of WWE.
Oh yes.
And Shawn Michaels is the heart.
Absolutely.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So now, the heart and the soul are both gone. And, obviously, you would think it would be harder to get used to, but at the same time, since he hasn't been wrestling a full-time schedule since 2010.
Yeah.
So, basically he's been preparing us for this for 7 years.
Yes.
And, it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. And I'm not disappointed to say that we got to see his last win as part of the streak.
Yeah, you're right.
Live.
We were there to see him beat CM Punk, which was a great match.
Yes, it was easily the best match of that card, without a doubt.
It would have been terrible to be there for him versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah, no, I'm glad that we got to see a good one. And I'm glad that we got to see the last one that mattered.
Yes,
really.
the last one that mattered.
The last one that mattered, and we got to see it.
Yes,
so,
yes, absolutely.
So I'm very happy to have said that I've witnessed The Undertaker. I've watched The Undertaker my whole life. He's had some of the best matches probably ever.
Yes.
Easily can be said that he has the best persona ever.
Without question.
A lot of people believe that without him, and the select few, but mostly him, that the WWE would not be where it is.
Definitely not.
If you were to include other people in that, obviously, like Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H,
yeah,
Shawn Michaels, like I said earlier. But Undertaker has always been the guy that you look at as the leader of WWE.
Yeah, I guarantee you ask anybody who they know in wrestling, and Undertaker will be at least their top 5 in their guesses.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. You could ask the most casual fan, and the most casual fan will at least know who the Undertaker is.
Yeah. Some of my favorite moments have always been when he tagged with Kane and they had the Brothers of Destruction. Whatever tag team was in the ring at the time of that music hitting just instantly had that look on their face like, I am so fucked.
Yeah, I will say he had a lot of great moments. People argue with me all the time that he didn't really start getting good until 2004.
Okay.
But I've heard that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very fond of American Badass. I didn't think that was easily the worst out of his career in my opinion. And as far as early stuff he was more of an enigma and less of a wrestler.
Yeah.
You could tell that they were playing on the character more and less on his in-ring ability.
Just him and Paul Bearer, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
The persona of what he was trying to be back then. There was nobody like him back then. He was the first of his kind in the early 90s.
There will never be another phenom that is the Undertaker. In order to get up to Undertaker's status, you would have to be booked from the get-go. Like, this is going to be the guy to have an undefeated WrestleMania streak. You know, this will be the guy to push Taker's legacy. You know, and I don't think that we're going to see that. Like, dare I say ever. Dare I say ever.
That comes close to being undefeated for as long as he was. The second longest streak was Edge, and he was only 7-0.
That's what I'm saying.
Until he lost to The Undertaker.
Yes.
So, the only other person that I know of that I could think of off the top of my head that is undefeated at WrestleMania has only wrestled there 4 times or 3 times.
I think you and I are thinking. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I think you and I were on the same page with that because I believe we watched the same documentary. But yeah, like I said, I mean, to hold a candle to Taker's legacy, I don't think any superstar can do it. I mean, the most that we can do now is, okay, this dude has the title this many times. Undertaker didn't even carry the title that many times, I don't think. But then again, he's a guy who didn't need to carry the title. He was a dude who, when he had the title, the big thing was, who's going to take it off of him?
He was in WWE, the first 6 years of his career, he was a 2-time champion.
Yeah.
So, you know, he first held the title in November of 91, lost it almost immediately, and then didn't win it back until WrestleMania 13.
Yeah.
So, it's like I said, like in the early years, he was more of just the character and playing it up to the fullest than being like a top guy performer. You know, WWE back then at least thought of him more as a character that, you know, had like the persona of getting people over more.
Even
in the like you wanted to beat The Undertaker back then because nobody did that.
Right. And that showed with his WrestleMania streak. Even early, they booked this guy as an unstoppable force, as a, you know, his WrestleMania wins just kept going and going and going, and I don't know at what point they had it in their minds that they were going to book him that way. But like I said,
they didn't even acknowledge the existence of the streak until WrestleMania 21.
Yes.
Which was when he faced Randy Orton.
Yes.
For the first 10 matches, they, you know, obviously it didn't really matter early on, but they didn't really acknowledge it until 2005.
Right.
And that's when he really started to step up his performance. Like, as far as, like, the best work he ever did from 2004 to, like, now is, like, his best run, easily.
Yeah.
And, I mean, because in the late 90s, it was really all about gimmick matches in the late 90s.
Yeah,
so, you know, he was the first Inferno match, the first Hell in a Cell match, every Buried Alive match.
Yes.
You know, so it wasn't until this Undertaker, he became the Phenom again in 2004, and really started to overemphasize the character even more, and with that, making his in-ring work look even better.
Yes.
And, like, you know, 27 years of hard work, and a lot of injuries to go along with it.
Yes, to himself and to other superstars as well. The one, of course, I'm talking about is, of course, when he threw Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels damaged his back by landing on the casket weird. You know.
Yeah, that was a turning point for Shawn Michaels, especially. I mean.
But that was coming up to that point. He had damaged himself up into that match, and I think that match was the breaking point for Shawn Michaels physically. But you can't really fault Taker for that.
No, it was an accident.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I said, as far as, like, the recent years, like I said, he hasn't been wrestling full time in 7 years because the injuries are starting to catch up to him. And even though that was the case, every year he'd come back for WrestleMania and have an amazing match.
Yes.
And like I've said before, the best match that he's ever had, and probably the best match ever in WWE history, as far as I'm concerned, is WrestleMania 25 with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
That match is, from beginning to end, just a flawless classic. And, they did it again the following year, but it still doesn't live up to the first one.
Yeah.
Because that match easily, the way it was built up, the way that they sold everything in the match, the way the match panned out, it was perfect. And I will never forget that match because, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, probably the best match ever in the history of WWE in general. So, there's never going to be another one like him.
No.
There's never going to be another Undertaker. And I think that, if this is the end, which it most likely is, I don't even feel bad that it's over.
Undertaker had such a big impact on the WWE that I wouldn't be surprised if when they retire or when they put him in the Hall of Fame, they do it the same way that they did it with Owen Hart, where they induct just him. But I doubt WWE would do that again. I think that they enjoy doing groups of characters. So, he's going to be the headliner, if not, like I said, my previous pitch, where they induct just him.
Well, yeah, he's easily going to be the headliner when he goes in, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I do... I could see that totally happening next year.
Yeah.
Especially since next year's WrestleMania is going to be in the same place where the streak ended.
Yeah. So it's kind of fitting that it all comes together, full circle, one spot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very excited to say that I'm not sad. I'm not sad that it's over because I got to see the best of him throughout my teens, and I would never want somebody, especially a wrestler, to push themselves farther than they have to go.
Right.
He's done literally everything that there is to do, and there really is nothing else for him to prove.
No.
As of before.
No, absolutely.
27 years in WWE. Whatever number. I think he only had 6 title reigns.
Yeah, he didn't
like
need the title.
I don't know the exact number, but a streak that's never going to be matched, probably ever, and just a story book ending. And I don't, I can't put it any other way. A storybook ending, and if he ever does come back, I would think it would only be to make an appearance.
Yeah.
And that's it. Even if he didn't even do that, if he never did that again, I wouldn't even care.
If this was the last time we ever saw Undertaker, it would be fine.
If he just showed up at Hall of Fame and didn't even talk, if he came to Hall of Fame and stayed, kept it kayfabe at Hall of Fame, I wouldn't even care.
And somebody just talked about him, or they had multiple different people just talk about him, talk about their experience with him,
As far as, when that does happen, I would want him to break kayfabe just so that he could say what he wants to say, But I don't know. WWE for the longest time, ever since he went back to being this character in 2004, he's never broken kayfabe. As long as he's been back in that persona.
Yeah.
Since 2004, he's never attended Hall of Fame. He's never done interviews on TV. anything like that.
Yeah.
Every time he made an appearance, he stayed in character.
Yeah.
So
I had the rare opportunity. I was blessed to have the rare opportunity to go to an autograph signing during his American Badass run, to where he signed my sister's stomach.
okay. Well, that's something.
Yeah, that's something. That's a memory that I'll always have. Like I said, the Undertaker was great. Especially when we were just getting into wrestling and we had this dark, kick-ass character to just carry the way. The Ministry of Darkness, his brother Kane. I mean, it had it all.
Yep. Literally, not a bad thing that I could say about the performer, the person, and so I hope that he gets in the Hall of Fame next year, and I really hope that he I really hope that he's happy. That's all I like. He, like I said, he did everything. He should be very happy with what he did as a performer, as a locker room leader, as a backstage, like the enforcer of the locker room.
Yes.
He kept everybody in line, and he will always be remembered for everything that he's done for WWE.
Yes.
And like I said, he will always be, to me, he will always be the soul of WWE long after he's gone. So we'll move on from that. Like I said, very, very thankful for everything that The Undertaker has done for everyone. Yes.
We can stop brooding over the loss of a legend, and we can move on and give now our thoughts on current WWE wrestling and where we see the rosters heading.
Well, this last week they had a superstar shakeup, not a draft.
Because apparently they're not allowed to use that term anymore.
It was very, very underwhelming.
No format.
More so for the way it was done, and less so for the people that moved around.
Yeah.
Raw got some big names. SmackDown got some big names.
Yeah.
So as far as Raw goes, Raw got Dean Ambrose, The Miz and Maurice. Who else? Heath Slater and Rhino.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Hawkins. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. I'm trying to Bray Wyatt. And I should have pulled it up and wrote it down or something, but I can't remember. Those are the big ones that I remember. I don't remember there being any other big ones to go to Raw.
I think it was Apollo Crews, Kalisto.
I forgot about Apollo Crews.
Kalisto. Like I said, some of them were big. They had promos. Some of them came out, and others were just announced. Like, oh, this person's on Raw now. Yay! It's like it was
the. They didn't have a lot of room for those people.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the people that went over to Raw, I'm kind of disappointed that they moved Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Because I felt like he was really starting to gain some steam on SmackDown as a top star. I mean, because on Raw, he's not going to be. He might not even be in the top 10 on Raw.
Yeah.
And
well, we saw him have that promo where he's keeping his eye on Finn Balor. We don't know whether or not this pertains to him trying to reform the Wyatt family, if he wants to try and get a new protege, because we've seen him in always a team atmosphere. We've never seen him on a solo career.
I think now is the time for him to be on his own permanently.
Right. So that goes to my second split. Like I said, we could either be redrafting the Wyatt family, or he's just looking to isolate a target and signify himself as a name in singles competition.
Well, I feel that is a good place to start. I think Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt will be a very good match.
Especially if it's a pay-per-view.
Well, I mean, it's not going to be a payback because Bray Wyatt has got a match that he's probably not going to win.
Right.
But, yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about this. They move people that have title matches.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Universal Champion, even though he's not on TV, is on Raw.
Right.
So there's no way that Bray Wyatt's going to win this match.
Right.
So I wish that they would have at least waited until after they had the match, because that's too predictable.
Right. Move the draft till after Payback.
You're not going to put 2 world titles on Raw just because, like, Brock Lesnar's not on TV right now.
And that would have been a good way to do it, too. Move the draft past Payback, have Bray Wyatt lose, and then show up on Raw challenging Finn Balor. Not how let's jump ahead.
Well, I mean, considering that Payback is a Raw pay-per-view, I would have at least waited until after Backlash.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand, like, fresh feuds and fresh faces kind of deal, but, you know, at the same time, like they Raw also got from NXT the Revival, who 2 weeks after debuting, Dash Wilder broke his jaw.
Yeah.
And Elias Sampson, who was leaving NXT anyway because he lost a loser leaves NXT match 2 weeks before Mania.
Yeah.
So he was leaving no matter what. He was just unsure where he was going. So they got some fresh faces also. I mean, it's unfortunate that Dash Wilder's probably going to be out at least 8 weeks because the Revival are probably one of the best tag teams in WWE today.
Yes.
And that would have been a good pickup to build on right away. And they were going there. I mean, they took out the New Day and sent them to SmackDown. You know?
Yeah. I mean...
with that said, I mean, SmackDown also got a lot of big names that they should have got from the get-go.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, who is finally going to, I think, be utilized to his best. I at least hope so. Rusev, same thing. And Charlotte's on SmackDown now, because there was really nothing left for her to do on Raw.
Yep. Tamina.
Tamina's back from her, like, 90th injury.
Yep.
And she's had her knee, her knee redone more times than Triple H. But, she's back at the ripe age of 40. Jinder Mahal.
After giving Finn Balor a concussion.
Yeah, and not only that, he got a world title match out of it.
This is the funny thing I've been seeing on my Facebook feed. Jinder Mahal is in the main event picture, and AJ Styles is #1 contender for the secondary title. That being said, though,
even if AJ doesn't win, that match is going to be treated like the main event.
Absolutely. And the reason for that being is, even though it's the secondary title, it's the United States title, it is Kevin Owens, a big name, so you need a big name to go up against him. They are being rather generous by giving Jinder Mahal a push against Randy Orton. Do I think he's going to win? No. But he could surprise me. I don't know.
The reason, I mean, from what I've heard, the reason that Jinder Mahal is where he is right now is because WWE is trying to overhaul, like, the India TV market.
Okay.
You know, they're trying to make like big deals in India for TV and pay-per-view and all that stuff. So
what better way to do that?
Not every country has the network. Right. So, take the only Indian guy on the roster.
Give him a push.
And put him in the main event. Team him with a bunch of Indian brothers. And,
do we have those now? Did something happen on SmackDown? Did we sign more of these guys?
Well, these guys were in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Okay.
The Bollywood Boys, they were called originally.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't Tajiri in the Cruiserweight? I mean, not Tajiri. Daivari in the Cruiserweight Classic?
Yeah, he's on the Cruiserweight show.
Right, but I'm saying, did they put him in the did they put him with Jinder Mahal? Because I think that would be a good. That's just me.
No, they didn't. No, these other guys are like they were in NXT for a while, like not being used, and I guess this was the best thing to do with them. I mean, that and you got another tag team on SmackDown.
Okay.
So
plus the Shining Stars.
Well, the Shining Stars are also moving to SmackDown. Are no longer called the Shining Stars.
What are they called now?
They dropped the gimmick, and they're now just back to being the Colognes again.
Okay, I mean that's cool. They needed a not so much a silly gimmick, but more of like a serious gimmick to get them over.
The gimmick from the very beginning, the Shining Stars gimmick was dumb.
Yeah, it was. It's like
nobody cares about Puerto Rican guys who are trying to sell you a timeshare as a character.
No, they care about that as much as they care about Breezango.
Yeah, well,
the fashion.
Breezango is a really good tag team who should be utilized more on SmackDown.
Yeah, they need a better gimmick.
SmackDown, I think, as far as I'm concerned, SmackDown got the better of the draft.
SmackDown is the land of opportunity.
Like I said, they got Sami Zayn, they got Rusev, they got Kevin Owens, they got Charlotte. They got a lot of big names that I think will also help SmackDown, along with Shinsuke Nakamura, Ty Dillinger, who both came from NXT.
Mm-hmm. Shinsuke Nakamura slated to go on and rival with Dolph Ziggler, which should be grade A matches right there.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I like that ever since they brought Shinsuke Nakamura to the roster, they are not trying to force him down our throats and not forcing him to have squash matches.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to utilize him when they need to utilize him.
Mm-hmm.
He does not need to wrestle squash matches every single week.
No. The first night he came on was just to interrupt Miz and Maurice.
Well, as long as he's been on the main roster, he hasn't had a match on television.
Right. I don't know what he did last week. I missed last week's SmackDown, which was yesterday.
Last week he didn't even appear. It was a vignette video.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm actually okay with that because, like I said, I don't want to see him squashing people. I want to see him having classic matches like he always does.
Right.
So, you could start feuds for him, like with Dolph Ziggler, and build to a match, which I think would be a backlash. I mean, but if you want him, he doesn't need to wrestle every single week, and especially against either undercard people who are never going to win or independent local jobbers.
Right.
That does not need to happen every week.
No.
If you want to have him have a match before Backlash, put him in there with somebody who knows what they're doing but isn't a no-name.
Right.
Put him in a match with somebody he's faced before, or somebody that doesn't need to go over, right? That could just have a good match, like Tyler Breeze, for example. That would be a good match just to throw in.
Yeah, you're right.
Even Sami Zayn, I mean, he's faced Sami Zayn before in a classic match, but I don't know if they want to save that for another feud. But like I said, just throw him in there with, he doesn't need to wrestle every week. and I'm fine with the way it's being handled right now. It's only been 3 weeks, so eventually he's gonna wrestle before the pay-per-view.
Right.
Ty Dillinger also, he is a very good in-ring worker and deserves to be top of the mid-card. The problem with that is that if they're building the mid-card more like the main event scene, is he going to fit? Because he's not on the same level as Kevin Owens or AJ Styles.
No.
So, I mean, I feel like he's not going to be able to get to that point until after Kevin Owens loses the title to whoever that is.
Yeah, that's a good point. They could just have Ty Dillinger do a feud for now. He doesn't necessarily have to be the title run right now. But
just get him situated in the mid card.
Yeah.
Like set him up in like a small feud with somebody, that needs something to do.
Yeah. I definitely think that he will be title ready in the future, but
without a doubt, he's gonna be a U.S. champion for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he will ever be a WWE champion, though, which is fine. You need established mid-carders. Not everybody has to be a main eventer. I mean, look at, people, some people, like Chris Jericho, even after winning his first WWE title, is easily probably the best mid-card wrestler ever.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the multi-time world champion, but he's the best intercontinental champion ever.
Yeah, you're right.
He's held it more times than anybody ever. And he always put on good matches when he defended that title.
Absolutely.
So I feel like down the line, because like I said, I don't see a Ty Dillinger versus Kevin Owens feud being very well perceived right now.
Right now.
Maybe down the line when Ty Dillinger is around a little longer,
more established.
We'll see down the line if Kevin Owens will even be the U.S. champ when he, gets to that point.
Yeah, you're right.
But because Kevin Owens obviously, as we thought, is a world champion.
Yes.
So eventually down the line, he's going to be in that category on SmackDown.
Yeah, I definitely, definitely could see him versus Randy Orton for the title easily, or I don't know if they're going to give it to Jinder Mahal to help solidify this deal with India. Who knows? But I definitely see Kevin Owens being in contender.
I don't see Jinder Mahal winning it.
You just see him feuding.
Mainly because I think that the plan right now is for AJ to face Randy Orton at SummerSlam.
Okay.
That is, I think it's a given now. I think that's going to happen. It needs to happen. It's long overdue.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen AJ Styles versus Randy Orton before, but never in a legitimate feud.
Right.
So I do want to see that. I've seen AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens before. So I'm not too. I mean, yes, the match is going to be great, but I don't see AJ Styles winning the mid-card title. I think it was just a placeholder for right now until they get to another big pay-per-view, which is SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I can totally see Kevin Owens holding on to the U.S. title until SummerSlam, and I don't know, maybe losing it to Baron Corbin, because Baron Corbin is on the rise on SmackDown. He's being protected. He's not taking pinfalls. He's not losing matches. Because they are looking to build him as a top heel. So I can totally see him getting that U.S. title down the line to get him ready for the world title picture.
This roster shakeup surprised me in that aspect because I was for sure that Baron Corbin was going to eventually beat Dean Ambrose for the title. Now they moved Dean Ambrose.
A lot of people thought that was going to happen at Mania, and from what I heard, the reason that didn't happen is because they planned to switch the mid-card titles.
Okay.
Which they did. They switched the shows, and I guess they wanted to switch Ambrose instead of Corbin. So, which is fine. Because, down the line, I think a John Cena, Baron Corbin feud would even be a great feud.
Yeah, because we see John Cena now sliding into a mid-card role to try to help the new guys give a push. He's had the world title so many times.
John Cena is at the point in his career where he's going to be 40
Mm-hmm.
in next year, and he's, not around all the time anymore, which is fine.
And he doesn't need
to be around all the time anymore.
Yeah.
He can come in, have a couple month-long feud with somebody he never faced before, and then do another thing.
He can have a good match. It doesn't need to be.
And that's fine. Yeah. I have no problem with that at all.
No.
I'd like to see him face some new people. I'd like to see him have a legitimate feud with Baron Corbin. I'd like to see him have a legitimate feud with Sami Zayn, if that is even possible down the line.
Well, one of them would have to be turned heel, and
Well, no, you can have a John Cena, Sami Zayn feud, face versus face. It doesn't have to be a very long one.
Yeah, it would have to be like a number one contenders feud or something like that.
Well, yeah, they did the same thing with, like, John Cena versus AJ, at the beginning. They were both face at the beginning, and then that's when AJ's heel turn started.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I mean, AJ's going to be the top face now on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So, that opens up the door for him to face other people. The only thing that SmackDown really needs to work on is the tag team division. Because, like we said earlier, the only two teams to move over to SmackDown were the Shining Stars, or the Colognes now, and the New Day. The New Day are going to be out for a couple of weeks because Kofi is hurt, but as of right now, the only established teams are the Usos and American Alpha. So I think they really are trying to establish other teams, as we saw, because the Shining Stars beat American Alpha clean. I have to get used to calling them the Colognes again, but
yeah.
They beat American Alpha clean after they just lost the title rematch. So I guess they are gonna finally do something with these guys because they did nothing on Raw.
Yeah.
But now it's time to establish these other teams. It's time to give Breezango a chance. It's time to give the Ascension a chance.
Yes, I'm on the same page with you right now.
Because we don't have any other established tag teams on SmackDown.
Right.
So we have to establish the Raw tag team division is leaps and bounds better than SmackDown's. That's the one thing I will say that Raw has over SmackDown.
I mean,
the women's divisions are pretty even as far as I'm concerned, because everybody has their list of professionals on the division, their list of up and comers, and the list of veterans on each show.
I think the
tag team division on SmackDown is the one thing that they are lacking badly.
I totally agree with you on that. And I was about to say, if the women's division for SmackDown had lost Becky Lynch, I think they would have lost a big blow. And then, because she's to me one of the best on SmackDown. Her and Charlotte are now easily.
Easily now. Becky is easily the best worker on SmackDown. She needs to get to a point where she's like a better performer. There's a difference between being a good worker and being a good performer.
Right.
She puts on great matches, but at the same time she doesn't do anything too flashy to the point where people are like, oh, I want to see her. Because I'll say that because I love Becky Lynch. She's my favorite.
Yeah.
She's my favorite wrestler out of all the women. But that is her thing that she's lacking. She has her character of being, an Irish fighter, whatever it is. But she doesn't really do anything to get people to want to see her all the time, which is unfortunate. Charlotte is a great performer because she does some flashy stuff. I'm not saying Becky has to do some flashy stuff. I'm saying that maybe she needs to change.
I could say that Becky Lynch is the equivalent of, let's say, for argument's sake, Alberto Del Rio, who was a great in-ring worker, but wasn't that exciting or wasn't that crowd-drawing of a performer.
Yeah, I can totally see that. I think Becky does draw crowds.
Right.
The problem is that she needs to do more.
Yes.
She focuses too much on the technical aspect of her work, and needs to focus more on the the aggressive and like persona version of her, part of her work.
Yes.
Like her, the problem with that is that there's already too many heels in the SmackDown division, in the women's division. Everybody is basically a heel right now except Becky and Naomi. Which is the problem that's the biggest problem with the SmackDown women's division. Everybody's a good performer in their own right, but there's too many heels.
Right. So you can only, if there's only two faces, that's really only two matches you can have.
Yeah, exactly. Like I understand, Becky was the first SmackDown Women's Champion, and she's, like I said, considered one of the best workers on SmackDown. That's why she always works with the newer people.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they have so many heels now, Natalya, Tamina, Carmella, now Charlotte, there's too many. I think that, I don't know, out of all those people, the only one that I can think that, deserves that should, get a face run is probably Charlotte.
Yeah, but I don't know if she'll ever get face because of how over, or how invested they are in her character. I could easily see Natalya going face. Whether or not it's a big run is a different story.
Well, I feel like Natalya needs to do more as a heel. She's not really done that much as a heel, other than, she turned on Becky, then she turned on Nikki, and then, nothing else since. She needs to do more.
Yeah.
Tamina, I think it's impossible to make Tamina a face. Unfortunately. It just doesn't work. And Carmella is better as a heel. She needs to get rid of Ellsworth, though.
Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing.
I feel like WWE only put him with her to give him something to do, because after his thing with AJ and Dean Ambrose, they didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Because he's really not needed.
No.
He's not even over anymore.
No.
He was over at the beginning because people were like, oh, this really skinny guy is getting in the ring with the big guys, and Braun Strowman just destroyed him, and he came back. But now he doesn't even get a reaction anymore.
No.
So there's really no reason for him to be with Carmella just to have him do something.
Yeah, if they want to reinvest in Ellsworth, they really need to either flip the coin, because right now he's just Carmella's whipping boy. They'd really need to flip the tables and put Ellsworth in some matches, and maybe have Carmella being the manager outside distracting, or maybe just split the two of them up together. I really don't think they're needed. I really don't think they're needed to be coupled together. And
they're not at all. Honestly, he is not needed at all.
No.
Honestly, because he's not going to get anywhere by himself, and he's not helping her. So he's really just not necessary anymore. It was funny at the beginning. It was hilarious at the beginning because he beat AJ 3 times with help.
Yeah.
And John Cena never beat AJ.
True.
So to give this guy, all that he got at the beginning, it was hilarious. But now it's it's just stupid.
Yeah.
There's no reason for him to be around. I feel like Carmella could be doing so much better without him being there.
I mean, it's as you said before, where Ellsworth was versing Strowman and Strowman's destroying him, and people are cheering because he's still getting back. He could have the Mikey Whipwreck effect, where he just gets destroyed in matches, but he somehow manages to find the will to keep fighting, and it gets the fans going. But they're not going to book him like that because I think they're trying to fill a void since Santino left for that joke mid-card character or lower mid-card character that they so like to have. Just on leash.
Yeah, I guess that's what they're going for, but he's not even funny.
I know,
anymore.
It's not getting over anymore, and they need to change.
He's just following Carmella around and dressing like her.
Yeah, it's not appealing. It's not
doing anything for anybody.
No, it's really not.
And on top of that, also, like, Lana's going to be wrestling now, apparently. Mm-hmm. And we don't know if she's going to be a heel or a face.
I imagine
she's apparently doing a dancing gimmick and not going to be working with Rusev anymore.
Granted, they're both face, so I assume she would be face, but you're right. If they're splitting up, it doesn't necessarily correlate anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Rusev deserves to have a face run.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't really gotten that much to do as a heel anymore. In his last couple of feuds just didn't do anything for him. So I think maybe it's time to give him a face run. The problem is I don't know. I don't know what they would do with him right now. He's hurt right now, so I'm happy that he's going to SmackDown and he'll probably get more opportunities on SmackDown. But I don't want to see him just going to another U.S. title and then do nothing with it again.
Yeah.
Because they've done that with him twice now.
Yeah.
So they need to revamp him somehow, and I think a face run would do wonders for him.
I think if there's anybody on SmackDown who's capable of getting a world title run now, I think it could be Rusev.
He certainly deserves it because he's a great athlete. And he's, like I said, very underutilized on Raw.
Yeah.
So now he's on SmackDown where he can probably get that opportunity to get to that point. So I would like that down the road. I think that would be good for him.
Yes.
And if Lana's supposedly supposed to be doing like some fragmented version of what Emelina was supposed to be, I don't know how you can make that a face. Because that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not, though. So, like I said, and we don't even know how good of a wrestler she really is. The only match she's ever had on TV was at WrestleMania 32, and she didn't really do anything except kick people in the face.
I'm just going to point out the one flaw I have with Lana's character. You're right. Last time we saw her in the ring, she wasn't that great. She's been doing a lot of training off screen, but if you follow her on Total Divas, she doesn't even use the freaking accent. So,
they might drop the accent at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
everybody knows that the accent's not her real voice.
Right.
So I feel like it's gotten to the point where we're not idiots.
No, people can put two and two together. There's the internet.
You put her on Total Divas and let her use her real voice, so why bother having her use an accent on television? On, wrestling.
Right.
So, it would make more sense for her to drop the accent and just use her regular voice. And if she is gonna, not be with Rusev anymore, that makes more sense. They're still on the same show, so it's not like they're apart from each other, but they both need to do something different, especially if he's going to be a full-time wrestler now.
Yes.
Because we still, like I said, like we both said, we have to see what she can actually do in her ring. She's only worked non-televised events
Right.
in the past year. So we don't know.
I mean, I haven't looked up to see if any of her like untelevised matches are online, so I don't know the caliber of her.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
The most I know of Lana as a wrestler is that she can do a cool-looking super kick.
That's cool.
That's
Hey,
about it.
I'll give her that. If she could do something in the ring that's interesting, I'll go for it. But like you said, last time we saw her in the ring, it was very underwhelming.
Well, because it was a 10-woman tag.
True. How much can you actually fit in?
It was the 10-woman tag on the pre-show of WrestleMania 32.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it was just a lot going on, and she never tagged in the match. Or she did it, and all she did was, like, slap somebody and leave. So, that she's another, like, but if she's another heel, then that's too many heels.
Yeah.
That's way too many heels.
Yeah, so
we have no idea. But I'm very excited to see like what they're gonna do with all these new people. One thing we didn't mention is the possibility of a Shield reunion over on Raw, because all three of them are over there now.
Oh yeah, I didn't even put that together.
I don't know if that's going to happen right out the gate.
I doubt.
They're going to hold on to that for a while.
Yeah.
Especially with like the reaction that Roman Reigns has been getting recently. I mean, it's never going to change, but I think they're going to hold on to that for later down the line. They're all doing their own thing right now, so we'll see.
Honestly,
I would like to see it because they're easily my favorite group of the last decade.
Oh yes, the Shield was dominant in its prime. I thought they would have teased it during the Royal Rumble. You know how sometimes they do that with factions, get everybody in the ring at the same time.
Well, I mean, they did. What was it at Survivor Series last year where they did Raw vs. SmackDown? Dean Ambrose got eliminated very early, so he came out and he actually helped Team Raw because he was feuding with AJ at the time. So they actually did like the triple powerbomb spot. So they've showed hints of it in like the past year.
Yeah.
But now they're finally on the same show, all three of them, and they're all faces, technically.
Technically. Even though the fans hate the hell out of Roman Reigns.
And the fans heal Roman Reigns, not Roman Reigns. So, down the line, I would love to see it. I don't know if it would be a long run, or if it would just be like, we're going to get together for a six-man match. I have no idea. But, if that were the case, the six-man match that needs to happen is the Shield versus Finn Balor and the Club.
Ooh! That would be a good match.
That is the six-man that we all need.
Oh, God. I've been hoping they would put the Club back with Finn Balor or AJ for some time now, because the WWE doesn't seem to really know what to do with the Club as just the Club. At first, they gave him this kind of like, catchy, comebacky type gimmick, but it's just not. It just hasn't worked.
Well, technically, they're out of the tag title picture for now. So, that could easily be something for SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? SummerSlam is still 3 months away. So, they do that at SummerSlam easily.
Yeah, I mean, we all know, especially if you've watched the indie wrestling, that the Club is pretty much a ripoff of the Bullet Club from the indie scene, in which all members of the current Club plus Finn Balor were a part of. Finn Balor was he was the leader at one point.
He was the first leader. He actually came up with the Bullet Club.
Yes.
So it would be awesome, I think. Like especially since SummerSlam, like I said, is around the corner, is 3 months away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just if you got, even if it's just like you start a single feud between like Finn and Roman, and something happens along the way where all these guys get involved. And there you have it.
Yeah.
You know, like, that would be awesome. You know, unfortunately, we won't be able to go to SummerSlam this year, but it'd still be cool to see.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I went to the last two SummerSlams, so I'm skipping.
It's fine. It's fine. We have our sights set on Royal Rumble, if at all possible.
Yes, that is true. Royal Rumble is coming back to the East Coast. It's going to be in Philly. So we are very much trying to get to that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been to a SummerSlam, so
Yeah.
time for us to get to Royal Rumble.
Absolutely. That's like my favorite pay-per-view to watch. It'd be awesome to get there live.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I've been, you know, we've both went to a Mania.
Mm-hmm.
You've been to a SummerSlam. I've been to the last two SummerSlams.
Yep.
So gotta get the other big ones.
Yep.
You know.
Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber. I'll throw that one on there too. Why not?
And possibly Money in the Bank.
Yeah, since that's its own pay-per-view.
I mean, Money in the Bank this year is not gonna happen, but maybe in the future.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see what happens with all of these roster changes. Like I said, I'm happy with mostly all of them, except for Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, that's one that was weird because it left you in the middle of the feud.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't make sense in the end of the time, but we'll see what happens. I mean, a Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor feud in the works, that should be good. So yeah, hopefully all these guys that have been underutilized on Raw that are now on SmackDown get their shots, and yeah, so we'll see what happens. But for now, we'll call it here. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe all of the videos on the Multiverse Dungeon podcast channel. Follow the show at MVD_podcast on the Twitters. And the Facebook page, which you get the link in the Twitter description. I am Mike Charlotte, that is Sean Hicks, and we will see you next time.